Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So, see, in no way I'm interested to record this, but we have to submit to academic session. So, if what is that? How many classes are taken, and what is the duration? What are overall the participants? These are all requirements. Along with video, we have to submit. That is the instructions from higher ups. So we are doing it anyway. Uh, kind of environment in GS at 4 or 4:30, and so I think it is not wise to record any kind of classes. So anyway, we'll require to submit this. We'll comply with the rules and regulations. So we are studying this depression spectrum, and many of you may be having kind of doubts and all. You can text me, you can talk to me, and you are free to talk to me and text me. And, any doubts arises at the end of the session, you can ask me. So we covered so many things in depression spectrum, and the tools also I am giving you. I request your CR to remind me if any tool is left, so that I will distribute study material as well. These are the things not only for your exams, they will be useful when you pass out. You have to use these clinical tools in your practice, and they are actually taken from standard books, and they are valid tools, right? So today, one of the last but one of the depression spectrum. Okay, so you may be you must have studied in your post graduation and all that bipolar 1, 2 will be there. Okay, and the grouping is different. Here I am grouping it in 8 spectrums, and I am going ahead with it. So I will be covering whatever is there in typical textbooks, but this DSM-5 classification in 8 domains is convenient. You will understand, and much of the tools will be covered, and caselets and diagnosis disorders will be covered, right? So don't be worried much about that. Portion is you are offshooting the portion, or we are underdoing the portion. We are talking to the portion in my own way. Okay, so I will see to that I am covering most of the things, and other teachers are there, other lecturers are there, faculty members from outside also, they will also cover, right? So today, one of the interesting one is DMDD. Today we will discuss about this. Right. So you must have seen some children, their temper outbursts are unusual than typical children. Okay. So they go for verbal rages, or their physical aggression towards other people, or damaging property will be there, and that is out of the proportion in intensity and duration that a situation warrants. So some people's behavior and verbal outbursts and are not up to the situational context, right? So you must have come across, right? So this DMDD, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, is a new disorder in DSM-5. So many of the clinicians outside, they mislabel people. This is specifically for children and adolescents. So their temper outbursts are the one key factor we are studying in this DMDD. Okay, F coding is 34.8, and your DSM coding is 296.99. So let us understand the criteria. So criteria A, again here is, we have some couple of 10 to 11 criteria here. So temper outbursts are, in 2 ways they are expressed. That is, one is verbally, verbal rages will be there, and behaviorally, physical aggression towards people or uh, property you have to remember. Okay, and criteria B is inconsistent with developmental level. Okay, so say you must have seen. We call one thing in psychology that terrible twos. So terrible twos is what? Okay, you must have studied. Terrible two we call it. No? Try to recollect. You studied it nicely in graduation. Terrible two. Terrible twos. So terrible twos is around 2 years of age. Okay. So all this, child is uh, it is developmental stage and is toddler. Okay, and he is kind of disobedient. Okay, he starts temper tantrums. Okay, he wants and insists for the things. Okay, you must have seen in somewhere in shopping malls and all this tiny fellow toddler, he wants something and he rolls for the things. Okay, at 2 years of age it is okay, but if it is not this behavior, that temper outbursts are not at that level, 2 years plus age if it is happening, then we will call it as EMDD. Anyway, this diagnosis we are giving after 6 years. That is the key you have to remember. Okay? So the temper outburst criteria B is inconsistent. They do not match with the developmental level of the child or adolescent. Criteria C here is the temper outburst occur on average 3 or more times per a day. So here what is happening? These outbursts are happening in a week, minimum of 3 times or greater than that. Okay, so we are measuring it here. And criteria D is the mood between temper outbursts is persistently irritable or angry most of the day, nearly every day, and is observable by others. So, temper outbursts happened on Monday, say again happened on Wednesday. So, what happened on Tuesday is the child or adolescent is consistently angry at others and are irritable, right? And this can be observed by their parents, teachers, or peers. So, three locations we are talking about. So, three places this thing is observed, that is at home or at school or during interaction with uh, the peers of the person we are talking about, right? So criteria E. So what we spoken now, uh, criteria A to D. Okay. So present at least for a year. Again, we have seen that dysthymia and all. So for children and adolescents, the criteria is 1 year only. So here also 1 year or more than that 1 year. Okay, and there should not be absence of this A to D criteria for 3 months period, continuous period. Okay, and criteria F, criteria A and D are present in at least two of the three settings that we discussed in criteria. Uh, you know, D, that's it should be observed that at home or at school or with peers, it should be manifested, and one of this should be severe enough. Okay, and one of these three. So there will be problems. Teachers complaining that is misbehaving with classmates, or she is misbehaving with classmates. Okay, or is while playing is misbehaving. That we will note it down. At home, parents also complain. Right? So criteria